Few artifacts in human history have captured as much fascination, debate, and controversy as the Shroud of Turin. This ancient linen cloth, housed in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy, bears the faint, haunting image of a man who appears to have been crucified. For centuries, many have believed it to be the burial cloth of Jesus Christ, while others argue it is an elaborate medieval forgery. Despite countless studies, tests, and debates, the shroud has never been fully explained. But in recent years, the rise of artificial intelligence has added a new dimension to the investigation. Advanced algorithms, machine learning, and digital imaging tools have been applied to the shroud, and the findings have left both scientists and theologians stunned. The shroud first appeared in historical records in the 14th century in France, though legends claim it was safeguarded by early Christians for centuries before. Measuring approximately 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, the linen bears not only the image of a man, but also markings consistent with wounds from crucifixion. Nail marks in the wrists and feet, bloodstains on the head, back, and side, and scourge marks across the body. For believers, it is the most sacred relic of Christianity, a silent witness to the crucifixion and resurrection. For skeptics, it is a mystery, one that cannot be dismissed easily. Regardless of one's perspective, the shroud's significance goes far beyond religion. It represents one of the greatest unsolved puzzles in history. While scientists have used carbon dating, chemical analysis, and microscopic imaging to study the shroud, none have provided conclusive answers. AI, however, brings something new: the ability to detect patterns invisible to the human eye. Machine learning models trained on historical textiles, blood flow patterns, and forensic evidence have been tasked with analyzing high-resolution digital scans of the shroud. AI can simulate countless scenarios, compare vast data sets, and refine details in ways no human researcher can match. The results have been extraordinary. Revelation 1. The image was not painted. For decades, skeptics argued the shroud was a medieval painting. Yet AI image analysis has revealed no signs of brushstrokes, pigments, or layering typical of artwork. Instead, the image appears to be a superficial discoloration affecting only the topmost fibers of the linen. This is something painters of the 14th century could not have achieved. AI confirmed what many earlier studies suggested: the shroud's image is not a painting. It is something else entirely. Revelation 2. Three-dimensional data hidden in the fibers. When the shroud image was enhanced using AI-based three-dimensional modeling, researchers discovered that the cloth contains depth information. Unlike ordinary images, which are flat, the shroud's markings encode three-dimensional data corresponding to the contours of a human body. This means that the intensity of the image changes with the distance from the body, almost like a natural photograph made without a camera. No medieval artist would have had the knowledge or tools to create such an effect. AI's ability to reconstruct this three-dimensional image stunned researchers, producing a remarkably detailed visualization of the man in the shroud. Another area of debate has been whether the stains on the shroud are real blood or just, some kind of artistic simulation. AI-assisted chemical analysis confirmed that the stains align with real hemoglobin patterns, showing clotting, flow, and degradation consistent with wounds from trauma. More surprisingly, AI detected these tiny traces of rare compounds that are actually associated with severe physical stress, which really lends credibility to the idea that the individual wrapped in the cloth endured extreme suffering before death. This revelation has, shaken skeptics and strengthened the belief of those who hold the shroud as authentic. Forensic experts have long studied the wounds visible on the shroud. AI enhanced the resolution of the images and compared them against thousands of medical and archaeological cases. The analysis revealed that the injuries match Roman crucifixion methods described in ancient texts. The nail placement in the wrists, the scourge marks on the back, the puncture wound on the side, and the blood flow patterns are anatomically precise. These details were unknown to medieval Europeans, who often depicted nails through the palms, not the wrists. AI thus suggests the shroud reflects not artistic imagination, but accurate forensic reality. Perhaps the greatest puzzle is how the image itself was formed. AI simulations tested dozens of theories: scorching, chemical reactions, dyeing, and photography-like exposure. None fully matched the shroud's characteristics. Instead, AI concluded that the image was likely formed by a brief but intense burst of energy, possibly radiation, heat, or an unknown process, that imprinted the figure onto the linen without penetrating deeply into the fibers. Some interpret this as consistent with the biblical account of the resurrection, where divine energy transformed death into life. Others see it as a yet undiscovered natural phenomenon. Either way, the findings have only deepened the mystery. AI facial recognition technology compared the shroud's image with ancient depictions of Jesus in Byzantine and early Christian art. Astonishingly, there was a strong correlation between the shroud face and early icons, long before the shroud was historically documented. This suggests that early Christian art may have been influenced by knowledge of the shroud itself, or at the very least, that the man in the shroud resembles traditional representations of Jesus. The alignment is not proof of identity, but it has stunned art historians and theologians alike. AI may have provided data-driven revelations, but the shroud is not only about science. For millions of people, it is a powerful symbol of faith, sacrifice, and hope. The AI findings, while not definitive proof, have renewed interest and reverence for the relic. The fact that modern technology, with all its complexity, cannot fully explain the shroud has left even skeptics humbled. The mystery endures, perhaps intentionally, as a reminder that some truths transcend human understanding. The AI revelations about the Shroud of Turin stunned researchers and the public for several reasons. First, science met faith in unexpected ways. Far from disproving the shroud, AI reinforced many aspects of its authenticity. Second, unexplainable mysteries remain. Even with the most advanced tools, the image formation defies explanation. Third, history aligns with faith traditions. The forensic accuracy of the wounds and the presence of real blood shocked skeptics. Fourth, the human story endures. Whether one views it as the burial cloth of Jesus or as a mysterious relic, the shroud continues to inspire. The Shroud of Turin reminds us that the intersection of faith and science is not always conflict, but often collaboration. Where science asks how, faith asks why. AI has given us powerful tools to study the shroud, but it has also reminded us of our limitations. Perhaps the greatest revelation is not in the data itself, but in the questions it raises, about history, about suffering, about faith, and about the enduring mystery of human existence. The Shroud of Turin remains what it has always been, a mystery. With every new study, every scientific advance, the cloth resists final explanation. Instead, it continues to provoke awe, reflection, and belief. Artificial intelligence has illuminated the shroud in ways never before possible, confirming some theories, disproving others, and opening entirely new avenues of thought. Yet, it has also shown us that some mysteries are not meant to be fully unraveled. For believers, it is the face of Christ. For skeptics, it is an unsolved enigma. But for everyone, it is a reminder that in the fabric of history, there are threads that connect the human and the divine in ways that still leave us stunned.